So welcome to the second in the series of knots training by Deborah Bloom Training. You can find us on our website at www.emergencymanagement.co.nz. So we're building on the knots that we did in the previous video, and in this particular one we're going to show you a round turn and 2/2 hitches. So I'm going to take a carabiner as an object to actually secure around. Now the idea with the round turn and 2/2 hitches is we take the running end of the line, we pass it around the object that we're trying to capture, create a turn, we pass it around a second time which creates a round turn, and then we take the running end, pass it over the standing part, bring it through the loop and tighten it up, and then we repeat that same process again, so the running end over the standing part and pull it through. And what we can see here is a figure of 8, and the idea is that as we tension this line the knot becomes tighter and tighter, and we have what we call a round turn and 2/2 hitches at that point. Important part when you're doing this is to remember that both the half hitches come over the top and then up through the loop. If you do the second one underneath, it won't be as tight when it loads the actual knot itself. Okay, so that's the correct knot as well. So do that once more for you. So take the actual running end of the line, pass it through the railing, pass it through again as a second turn. Okay, then take the running end over the top, up through the loop, pull it tight, over the top again, and pull it a second time, and there you have a round turn and 2/2 hitches. Again, just make sure that the tail is 10 to 15 centimetres long, and this is what we call an anchor knot. It's very good in terms of keeping the line static in one place once it's loaded, and it does tend to resist moving sideways along the line once it's loaded. So that's a round turn and 2/2 hitches. The next one is the Italian hitch, and the Italian hitch is a really useful knot in rescue. We use it often when we're trying to create some sort of friction, particularly when we're lowering a load and we want to maintain control of that. So there's a number of ways that you can do that. The first is to pass your hands across each other like so, bring them back across, and what we're looking for is essentially one line at front, one line at back, like so. Okay, and then we bring the lines together to create that loop there, and then we open the carabiner and pass that through. Now when we load that, what happens is that the loaded part is the part where we might attach a stretcher to, is this part here with the bite around the actual line, and this is the line we'd use to actually lower. So under loading this will pull itself through like that, and we can control how fast this comes through. Obviously with a carabiner we need to lock that up, and that's the correct setting. Now very important to remember when you're about to use this knot that the lowering line, this one here, has plenty of free play across the D of the carabiner, and that it's not actually caught in this corner under a load. So this is the correct side where the lowering line is on the same side as the gate. Okay, so undo that. So I'll show you that once more. So we take our lines and we basically cross them, so you have one at the front and one at the back, and then we bring them together and we place our carabiner through it. And then this is the loaded side, which we might attach a stretcher to, and this is the lowering side, and again under load that will slide through and we can control the descent. If we want to stop that, we can simply pass the line over the top and make a half hitch, and that will seriously stop the actual carabiner to be able to run away. So that's the Italian hitch. The next one is what we call the Alpine Butterfly knot, and to do the Alpine Butterfly knot, if if you place your hand across in front like that, we take the running end of the line, pass it over, so that's a turn. We do a second turn, and with the third turn we run that between the other two. So we now have 3 turns around our hand, and we take the turn that is on the closest side to our fingernails and we tease that up to create the size of the loop, and we pass it over the other two and then against the palm of our hand, and we bring it underneath. Once that loop's come through, or that bite's come through, we grab that and we can pull the other hand away, and we grab the other 2 legs and pull in opposite directions. Okay, and then we take the 2 legs and we pull sideways, and now we have what's called a alpine butterfly knot, which is a fixed loop in the centre of the line or anywhere along the line. And of course this is quite useful if we wanted to attach something like a carabiner and some other object to that. So that's an alpine butterfly knot.